Ok, welcome. No sé si los demás, como no son muy concurridas las clases, no sé realmente cuántos faltan que estén tratando de ingresar. Ok, las disculpas del caso, pero pues el link que enviaron yo no tenía nueva cuenta. Entonces yo estaba en la otra, solo que pues qué bueno que Mr. Fuentes entró a la otra y me avisó porque yo no tenía nueva cuenta. Entonces, si ustedes les cambiaron link, me tendrían que haber, supongo, enviado otro a mí y yo no lo tenía. Ok, así es que ahí los estaba esperando yo, pero como a veces se me tardan un poquitín en entrar, no me pareció tan extraño. Ese es el problema, ya ven. Ok, qué bueno que están aquí. Gusto de verlos de nuevo. Ok, well, we're gonna start. And thanks for being here, there, and everywhere. Okay, okay. Well, today we're gonna continue. Ahí veo un Galaxy, no sé si me oye, Galaxy A21. Va a perder asistencia. No sé quién es porque no cámara, pero si me escucha, ponga su nombre para que no pierda asistencia. Okay. Well, thanks, a pleasure. Okay, we're gonna start with this part. Okay, we have a conversation and we have something about pronunciation, and then we go to the other book. Okay, but let's start here.
Page 11, exercise.
Okay, here we have a conversation to start, and here we have something that we're gonna study during this unit. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why, I mean what, but just let me first play the audio for this conversation, and then we can do some comments about this.
7. Conversation. I work in the afternoon. Part A. Listen and practice.
I need to go to National Bank downtown, please. I'm late for a meeting.
No problem. What time is your meeting?
In 10 minutes. I don't usually work in the morning.
Really? What time do you usually go to work?
I work in the afternoon. I start at 1.
That's pretty late. Do you like to work in the afternoon?
Yes, I do. I work better in the afternoon. I finish at 7 or 8, then I go home and eat dinner at around 10:30.
Wow, you have dinner late. I go to bed every night at 8 o'clock.
Really? That seems so early.
Okay, yeah, definitely so early. Have you ever, but let's say not on a special, right, like Christmas or something like that, well, on New Year Day and or 25th of December, not those special, let's say, dates, but in, let's say, not a special, not a specific date. Have you ever gone to bed that early at 8? Have you ever done that? Go to bed at 8? I mean, 8 p.m., right? That is very early. In a special situation. For example, in my case, let me tell you. In my case, I went to bed, I think it was around 8 or maybe earlier, because we were hiking, as Cerro El Águila, I don't remember the name. So the problem was that it started raining, it started raining. So it took more time to come back, to go down of the volcano, So well, it's not it's not a volcano, it was like a mountain, something like that. So in that case, it took a long time to calm down, so it was really late because at that time were the first years of the university with some classmates. One of our classmates of the university was from that area, so that's why we went there. So we didn't have car, so it was too late to come back. And well, we stayed in that place. We just go down the hill, let's say, and it was really wet. We were wet. I didn't want to change my clothes because obviously I didn't have new clothes, and I didn't want to wear someone else's clothes. So I stayed with that wet clothes, and it was really uncomfortable, that night. So we went to bed around 8 because we have dinner. It was like a small town. So they went to bed, used to go to bed early. So I went to bed maybe even before 8, before 8. Well, was a special situation, right? Because it's not, usually I never go to bed, not even before 9 or 10. So it would be really difficult to go before 8 or at 8. So that's what I mean, I'm giving you an example, so maybe you can remember a special situation, not always, as I said, but a special situation, why you had to go to bed at 8 or at 7, I don't know. Have you ever had that situation or never?
Just when I had been sick.
Okay.
It's a good reason to sleep early.
Yes.
But
yeah.
In other case, no, never.
No, never.
No.
Yeah, I believe it. Because in my case, it was a special story, as I said, right? Yeah, definitely, you're right. I didn't remember that kind of situations. Yeah, but even when I'm sick, maybe I don't know why, but I can do it. Maybe because it's not let's say an average situation to be sick. I'm fairly healthy. Let's say even I got the COVID, for the pandemic. So, but I don't know. Maybe I could resist. I feel, well, though all those symptoms, but it was not like, okay, no, I can't anymore. So it was, let's say I was on bed, but I went to bed at maybe 9 normally, let's say. No, not normally, because in my case, I go 10, 11, okay, 12. Okay, so it's not easy for me, even in those situations. But I can say that I'm fairly healthy. So even I don't have, or I haven't had those opportunities to go to bed so early because I'm sick. Okay, so, but it's a good reason. You're right. I didn't remember that kind of reasons. Yeah, good to remember. It's true, Miss Rodriguez. Okay, anybody else? Good reason. How about when you went to university? Was another. Yeah, maybe. Because at the beginning of my university life, I decided like 2 careers. I won't tell you the whole story, right? But I was trying different careers. And one of them was architecture. And I did just 1 year, but I said, no, this is not mine. Or 2 years, I don't remember. So, but in that case, we were early in the morning. We didn't sleep. Okay, maybe we didn't sleep. And after we finished work and we went to university to present what we were doing, And we were in the morning at the university, maybe going around. So when I arrived home, maybe even earlier, but it was once or twice. Yeah, because I didn't sleep the whole night because I was working in something of the university. So when I arrived home, definitely in that case, it doesn't matter, right? Maybe, yeah, 7, 8, maybe 8, yeah, 9. And I slept until next day. But that it was maybe once or twice. So that's another situation. I don't know if it ever happened to you, you know, the university that you had something to do until next day and you didn't sleep. I don't know. No? Oh my goodness. I don't know how you're in this. Well, that's why you're in this schedule, right? Because you don't go to bed early. Okay. That's comprehensible. Well, you don't have, just Miss Rodriguez have that reason found in control, found that reason. Okay. Well, here we have a couple of verbs. You see here, I need to. Let me show you this part. So I need to go to the national park downtown. Please, I'm late for a meeting. No problem. What time is your meeting? In 10 minutes. By the way, did you listen? The pronunciation is minutes, no minutes, right? Minutes in 10 minutes. I don't usually work in the morning. Really? What time do you usually go to work? I work in the afternoon. I start at, just to remember when you give a time, we use at, right? At 1. That's pretty late. Miss Amaya. What is the meaning of pretty, Miss Amaya? Do you remember? Mr. Ramirez? Miss Amaya? Miss Amaya, you are the one of Galaxy. Yeah, change, text your name. Text your name, Miss Amaya, because it's Galaxy A2, and so you are missing the attendance in Zoom.
Not, but if...
No, it says Galaxy A21S.
Okay, voy a cambiar.
Yes. Okay, so do you know the answer? Do you remember the meaning of pretty?
Algo así como bastante tarde.
Okay, yes, correct, thanks, Mr. Ramirez. Okay, don't forget it, Miss Amaya. Bastante, right? In this case, it's not bonito, right? I said that sometimes before, just to remember. So that's pretty late. In this case, it's like an adverb, you know, because we give a characteristic of an adjective or another adverb. Remember, adverbs make or give the quality of the action, and adjectives give the description or the characteristic of a noun. Okay, remember. So pretty, we can pretty good, pretty handsome, pretty interesting. Yeah, so we can give increase the characteristic of the adjective, or in this case of another adverb. Yes, no bonito, right? Okay, yes, I do. Remember, do you like? So the concordance, right? The question is do, I answer do. I work better in the afternoon. I finish at 7 or 8. Then I go home and eat dinner at around. So you see, at around when we don't have a specific time. Okay, not exactly. When we have something approximately, because it's not o'clock, you know. So at around. For example, I arrive at work at around 8. Maybe some minutes before, some minutes after 8, right? Because, or maybe you are o'clock there. If you have, for example, to be in your office at 8 and you are at 8 o'clock, well, you are at 8 o'clock. But if maybe you are in the office 10 minutes before, 5, 15, or maybe 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, we can say at around, because we are not there o'clock. Okay, so at around, approximately. That is a synonym when we're talking about time, at around. Wow, you have dinner late. I go bed every night at 8. Really? That seems so early. Okay, well, that's what we have. And I want just you to see, because we're gonna use it during this week. We have here a verb. You see, I need to. And we have the one that I always insisted, right? That we use like, but it's not, I had to move it, but remember this one, like, I need to go. So you see, this is a verb and this is a second verb, right? So that's what we're gonna study during this week. When we have two verbs together, okay? When we have two verbs together, one after the other, one is conjugated, so it means that one has a person, right, or a subject, and the other is an infinitive. I need to go. Necesito yo, right? Que ir is not conjugated. You see? It's not conjugated. So in that case, okay, so in that case we have need to go. So you see, two verbs together. Entonces, teacher, cuando vayan dos verbos juntos, ¿qué pasa? You tell me.
We have to use prepositions.
Okay, thanks. Always? Sometimes? What do you think, Mr. Fuentes? What's your wise opinion?
When we have two verbs,
Okay, when we have two verbs, yes. But do we have to use this always? Sometimes? Most of the time?
for two verbs, always.
Okay, yeah, when we have two verbs, but not always, not always. Okay, that's what we're gonna study today. I mean, not today, during this unit. And during this week, not this unit, because this unit has different topics, but this is the one that I was waiting for. Okay, but in this case, yeah, we have need to, and we have two verbs, as Mr. Fuentes said, but not always, guys. That's what we're gonna study, okay? El punto va a ser ese. Tengo dos verbos, ok? Uno está conjugado, el otro no, pero no siempre. So, what's the other possibility? The other possibility is that you have two verbs, and in the second verb, you're gonna use, for example, ing. Look, because they are two verbs. Just give me the examples, right? To introduce you to that topic that we're gonna have during this week. Not today, to be honest, but I'm trying to introduce because here we have that situation. So when we study that, maybe I think tomorrow, more specifically in detail. So I need to go. But if I say, I enjoy, y si yo quiero decir aquí, enjoy, trabajar, right? Disfruto trabajar. ¿Cómo será entonces?
To work.
Okay, that's let's say a good answer because we are seeing that, okay? But as I said, not always, guys, not always. So in this case, look, we have I enjoy working. Working, ¿ok? ¿Y por qué working, teacher? Porque que ahí no van dos verbos y no dijo que yo, I said not always, right? Quien dijo always fue Mr. Fuentes, no yo. ¿Ok? So, no always. Y esto es porque no always. This is another verb. And we are using, I am using two verbs together, right? In this case is enjoy and work. In the previous was need and go. But in one I use ing in the verb, and in the other I use a preposition, so to before in the middle. Okay, so not always. Sometimes we use ing in the second verb. Sometimes we use to before the second verb. ¿Y qué más? Sometimes I can use both. Like an example, give me an example, teacher. Sure. Like I like. The most common is I like to work. But you can say I like working. Okay, you see? We have how many situations here? 1, 2, and the one that is with both, 3. ¿Y hay más, teacher? Sí, hay otros. One that are very exceptional, you know, I'm gonna mention. Maybe we won't have time to study all of them, but at least the most commons I want you to know, okay? In the topic, there is gerund, you know? Remember, when we add ing, it is called gerund, okay? But that is the topic, but I'm gonna add for you las otras situaciones, lo más que pueda. Probablemente no vamos a llegar a este que le voy a mencionar. A few sections in when we have, because this is additional. I'm eager to working. Esto es una sección bien especial, porque generalmente uso o el to o uso el ing, pero no juntos. Pero sí existen los verbos muy especiales. Si el tiempo me lo permite, porque esto va a ser extra, les voy a compartir cuáles, ¿ok? But let's say that here we have a 80% maybe of 100, ¿ok? They are few verbs, son poquitos, no son muchos, ¿ok? And I'm going to explain why, si tengo el tiempo. Si no, por lo menos los primeros grupos sí, yo espero compartirles. All right? So, but in this case, they exist. ¿Ok? Usted va a poder ver una preposition y un ing. Pero, poquito. Pero existe. All right? So, the most commons are these. I need to go. I would say that maybe 60%, just an idea, okay? 60% maybe of verbs use this, to. So not always, but most of them use to in the middle. Another percentage use, let's say 20% maybe, use ing en el segundo verbo, que sería el gerund. Another, let's say 10%, tal vez, puede usar cualquiera de los dos. El que usted guste, a gusto del cliente. You see, I like to work or I like working. Pero enjoy no me permite decir I like to work o I like, excuse me. Enjoy no me permite decir I enjoy working or I enjoy to work. Ahí no, solo tengo que decir working. I need no me permite, I need going o I need to go. Ahí es el otro grupo, solo me permite to go. Okay? So you will see those possibilities. Y hay otro grupo que lleva los dos, pero dependiendo si está usando el infinitive que es tú o el ing, cambia el significado. ¿Cómo así, teacher? Well, I stop. Okay. If I said I stopped to work or I stopped working. Is it the same? No. In this case, I like to work and I like working is exactly the same. Solo que usted tiene ahí dos posibilidades para decirlo. Como se nos venga a la mente, como nos guste más, como nos suene mejor. Both are accepted. Okay? In this case, both are used, pero cambia. Look, if I said I stopped to work, ¿qué significa? Que no fue permanente. Y si yo digo I stopped working, es que sí fue permanente. For example, I stopped to work during the pandemic. It means, like most of people, right? You were not there, let's say you were not there at, let's say, you were not in the office in 1 week, maybe 1 week, you know, or 2 weeks, but you continue working, right? So I stopped to work 2 weeks during the pandemic. Pero si alguien se jubiló durante ese, got retired, was retired, you know, se jubiló durante la pandemia y ya nunca volvió a trabajar, I stopped working during the pandemic. You see, it's not the same. It's not the same. So if I used to work, significa que la acción fue permanente. I mean, no fue permanente, fue temporal. Pero si yo ocupo el ing, el gerund, ¿qué significa? Que la acción fue permanente, no temporal. You see? So this is another group, right? ¿Y cuántos hay? De estos hay solo como 6 verbos. Son poquitos. Algunos verbos que si usted ocupa el infinitive o el gerund, le va a cambiar, y a eso me refiero con que me va a cambiar el significado, el uso del verbo. You see? Son poquitos, son como, sí, creo que 5 o 6, something like that, you know? So we have, you see, we have different situations. We have different situations. And you can see that we have different possibilities when we have that combination of 2 verbs together. When we have 2 verbs together, we have those combinations. ¿Ok? No todas van a ser, porque van 2 verbos, el segundo va con 2. No todas. Most of them, yes, but not all of them. ¿Ok? El que sigue, el que trae el tema en el handbook, en su libro, que va a ser gerund. Remember, when in the book says gerund, se refiere a que ing. ¿Ok? Cuando el verbo tiene ing, se refiere gerund. Cuando tiene el to, infinitive, con to. So those are the 2 possibilities. When? ¿Cuándo voy a tener esas 2 opciones? Y más las derivadas. ¿Quién me dice? ¿Cuándo he dicho hace un momento?
Dependerá si es una acción definitiva o temporal.
Ok, no, eso es para stop específicamente. Eso es para stop y porque yo puedo usar ambos, in gerund and infinitive. Pero En general, todas estas combinaciones, ¿cuándo es que las vamos a tener? Nobody?
Cuando hay dos verbos.
Exactly, Mr. Baisa, thanks. When we have two verbs. That's correct. When we have two verbs, one is conjugated and the other is an infinitive. Infinitive puede ser con ing, por lo que medio les he ya comentado, o puede ser con el to. But that's the basic part, that we have two verbs together. Okay, one right after the other. Then we have those possibilities. As you can see, there are many possibilities. Remember, in the second verb, possibility one. In the second verb, before the second verb, two. Possibility two. Before the at the end of second verb, ing. Possibility three. To and ing, que ese casi no se ve, pero existe. Possibility four, que la acepte los dos y no cambie el significado. Possibility five, que se vean los dos, pero sí cambia el significado, que también son bien poquitos, pero existen. Okay? So if you are a good viewer, you know, if you are a good let's say, watching the details, you will see that when you have two verbs together, you will have those possibilities. Okay, so that's we're going to study at least most of them. Okay, because though the official topic is this part, ing, gerund after verbs. Okay, that is the official part. But I think it's very good for you to know the other possibilities, por lo menos dos más, tal vez no las cinco, porque como les digo, no es el tema oficial, ¿ok? Este va a ser un plus que yo les quiero dar. Espero poder dárselo. But, no creo que alcancemos ver las 5 situaciones que les he comentado ahora, porque es un plus. Pero, por lo menos, let me see, 3 maybe, the most common. I hope that we can study together. ¿Cómo vamos a saber? Simple. Hay que aprenderse la lista de los verbos. You know, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you the most common. And some of them, the verbs. Después de cuáles verbos tengo que poner to, teacher. Después de cuáles verbos tengo que poner ing. Después de cuáles verbos llevan las dos, etc. I'm going to share with you that information. I already explained that they exist and why. Though this is a spelling, okay? This is a spelling. And remember, I enjoy working. Ah, pero el ing es trabajando, ¿verdad, teacher? No in this case. Not in this case. Remember that ing no siempre significa ando. Not always. So in this case, when you have two verbs together y uno no es el verbo to be, no es ando. Okay? In this case, disfruto trabajar. Me gusta trabajar. Para enjoy se puede traducir disfruto trabajando, disfruto jugando, makes sense. Pero la verdad es que no lo tomamos ando, sino un infinitivo. Disfruto trabajar. Me gusta trabajar. Y acá, I like working. ¿Qué dice? Lo mismo. Como acá, me gusta trabajar. Y acá, I stopped to work. Paré de trabajar. Y acá, I stopped working. Paré de trabajar también. No paré trabajando. So that's the other point that you have to remember. When you have two verbs together, and obviously the first is not verb to be, porque si fuera verb to be, entonces sí sería el present continuous, right? Estoy trabajando, estás comiendo, estaba comiendo. But in this case, it's another verb, no verb to be. Y el otro verbo que va con ing no va a ser la traducción ando. Va a ser en infinitivo. Me gusta trabajar. ¿Ok? Necesito comer. I need to eat. Necesito ir. Necesito ir, necesito. Igual que esos que llevan to, así voy a traducir los del ing. Okay, but we're going to study that. I'm going to give you some examples, and I will present the different groups. Okay? It's just to recognize, to know the information, and to remember the verbs. It's not really complicated, you know, that it's just that we need time. Yes, in this case, we need to pay attention, and we need to know the information. But complicated is not complicated. Okay, so that's what I told you. Do you remember at the beginning I told you with the last topic you're gonna change. It is a good indicator that you are changing your level, your English level, because in this case, if we manage this, it's not really basic anymore. Okay, cuando yo ya uso eso, I enjoy working, okay, I stop working, and like ing, and gerund, infinitive, todo esto. Que es de lo más común, you see, ya me percibe, no sé, en los demás, con quien hable, una entrevista o lo que sea, cierto nivel ya no básico de inglés. So that's why I recommend you that you pay attention, okay, that you pay attention during this week. I don't know exactly the day that I'm gonna do it. Maybe tomorrow we're gonna start with that, you know, because we have some topics before, but this isn't the introduction. Because we have this conversation, I want to do the introduction for the topic, one of the topics, the main topic that we're gonna study during this week. Okay, that's why I'm presenting you this, okay? This, let's say, introduction, you know, but of course that we're gonna study in detail during the week, okay? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, I won't tell you if you have a doubt, because I just given the introduction, and I'm just giving you some examples. Okay, so I'm not expecting that you are clear with this topic. Okay, because we have to study group by group, at least 3. Okay, that's why if I said any doubt, but maybe general, okay? General, algo más, sí, general, abierto. No, tal vez, teacher, no podemos verlo más específico. Claro que lo vamos a ver. As I said, it's an introduction. But if you have a specific or a general question, if I can answer in this moment, great. If no, I won't say, okay, we want to see it in detail during the week, but maybe I can answer something it is if it is something in general. So any doubt? In general, remember, because this is just to have the idea that they exist and why we have the different options, the different combination. Okay? This is in general terms. So, but any question in general? No? Okay. Well, so we're gonna practice this conversation. So you can see here, in this case, do you like to work, right? Okay, go to work. Okay, o in this case, podríamos usar los dos también, go working. Pero vamos a hablar de eso. Okay, so, but in this case, like to work, que he venido insistiendo desde el nivel anterior, después de like, use to, después de need, use to. No les había comentado que hay otras posibilidades porque no era el momento. But you see, es de ese grupo. Y les decía yo, medio les mencionaba, también puede decir like working, aunque este es el más común. Okay, but well, that's okay. To be continued. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna do groups so you can practice this conversation. Okay, and we come back. We'll come back to. I think at the end of this class, we're gonna start. We're gonna go back to Twins of Force book, and we're gonna start this topic. Okay. So let me create. Well, I'm gonna share. Okay, there you have the conversation to practice. I'm gonna create the groups. No doubts about pronunciation, about vocabulary?
No, teacher.
No, okay, thanks for answering. Okay, I hope that your classmates, okay, if your classmate don't answer, there you have a button that says help, I think, help or host, something like that. Okay, si sus compañeros no les contestan, llámenme. Ok, ahí hay un botoncito que dice host o ayuda, algo así. Llámenme para yo poder llegar y los voy a mover para que no pierdan su práctica. Ok. Yes, Mr. Ramirez, there is one list. That's what I said. That's what I'm going to share during the week. Okay?
Ah, okay, okay.
I'm gonna try to cover. Okay, I'm gonna try to work. I'm gonna try to work maybe 3 of the 5 groups. You know, because there are 5 situations that we can do the combination. But I'm gonna try to cover at least 3, because the one that is the official is just one, the gerund. Ese es el único que realmente viene en el libro, you know. Pero yo voy a tratar, hay otras 5, voy a tratar de cubrir por lo menos otros 2, the most basic, but during the week, okay, during the week. Yeah, but there is a list. That's what I said. What we have to do is memorize those groups.
Yes.
Okay, we
Okay.
understand why, we know the groups, okay, but there we have to study, to memorize. Una vez que tengamos la información, ya saben que existen, cómo se organizan, cómo funciona, que es lo que yo he querido voy a continuar compartiéndoles. De ahí solo nos queda cada uno individual, you know, study and observe the list that I'm going to give you. De algunos les voy a dar la lista, de otros solo algunos, Mr. Ramírez, porque son muchos. Okay.
Por lo menos los principales. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I say. Just some of them, the main. Pero cuando usted ya vea otro que va con to y tal vez lo vuelve a ver con ing, como ya lo vimos acá, usted no se va a confundir y va a decir, ok, es con to, es con ing. Ah, entonces lo que me queda ver es, ¿tiene el mismo significado o tiene otro significado? Yo ya sé que existe la posibilidad que estén con los dos. No es que cuál es correcto y cuál es incorrecto y aquí lo escribieron mal o vaya bien. Usted ya va a saber esa información, ¿ok? Ya se trata de aquí en adelante ser observativo e ir clasificando. ¿Cuál es de aquí? ¿Cuál es de allá? Porque usted ya sabe, va a saber cuáles son, cómo funcionan. ¿Ok?
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So let's continue, guys. So in this case, we have something about pronunciation that is very important. This is not the first time that in this book, we have some stress, okay? That it's not the first time, you know, that they tell us a short part to listen and to be alert about the different stress or intonation that we need to use in English. Okay, so to sound more natural, because in English, intonation and stress is very important. So but first, okay, we're gonna listen this first. That is about the intonation, I mean, the stress. So it means that we make strong part, right? As in Spanish, you know, but in this case, it's more evident and we have to, let's say, to have that evidence that we are applying the stronger part in the word, okay? That is the idea. So let's see, let's listen.
Page 11, Exercise 8, Pronunciation, Syllable Stress, Part A. Listen and practice. Notice which syllable has the main stress.
Dancer. Salesperson. Accountant.
Okay. So you see here, dancer, salesperson, accountant. Because if we said accountant, it will be in the first, accountant in the second, right? So accountant. So that's important. For example, when we say origin, because sometimes we say origin, but it's origin. You know, so that's why it's important to listen this part, okay? The syllable stress, because that's the point that sometimes we say the stress when it's not the stress, the correct stress. The most common that I have listened and I remember in this moment is that is origin, okay? No, origin. Another, let me see. Well, I don't remember in this moment one more that is very common. But anyway, that's the idea, okay? Well, so you see, so now, which stress pattern do these words have? This, carpenter, etc., musician, firefighter, etc. So what you have to do is identify where is the stronger, or what is the stronger, or the strongest part in the word, okay? So let's listen, and you're gonna classify here, right, in the first of two, right, in the, maybe in the middle, okay, if we have three in the first, 3 syllables in the first, so in the middle, okay, so you're gonna tell me. So here we go.
Page 11, Exercise 8. Part B. Which stress pattern do these words have? Add them to the columns in Part A. Then listen and check.
Carpenter, musician, firefighter, reporter, server, tutor.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again.
Page 11, Exercise 8. Part B. Which stress pattern do these words have? Add them to the columns in Part A. Then listen and check.
Carpenter, musician, firefighter, reporter, server, tutor.
Okay, got it? Which are in the first? Dancer and what other? It's easy. The first, I think, is easy.
Server,
Server. Correct, server.
tutor,
Correct, tutor. Easy, right? Because we have 2 syllables. So server, tutor. Because in Spanish, tutor, right? So some people can say tutor. No, tutor. So you see that there are some mistakes with some words. Maybe not with all the words, but with some words at the beginning, we apply the incorrect stress. So group number 2, like salesperson.
carpenter,
Okay, yes, carpenter, carpenter, correct.
firefighter,
Firefighter, correct. Firefighter. Okay, firefighter. That's correct. Firefighter in the first, right? Firefighter. Carpenter. Okay, obviously the last are
musician,
musician,
Reporter.
and reporter, correct. In the middle, right? Musician, reporter. Musician. Okay, so that's what we have to pay attention. Okay, where is the stress? Maybe it's for some of us can be or can look a little bit obvious, but sometimes, as I said, in some words, we do those mistakes. You know that maybe because we do the comparison to Spanish, maybe.
Vamos.
Excuse me? No. Okay, so we do that comparison in Spanish. Maybe that's why we apply the incorrect stress. So be careful with that. Okay, pay attention when you listen to different words, if they are similar or if they're not similar, like this one, tutor, and the other that I said, right? Origin, because it's very common if you listen people saying origin. Okay, origin. Okay, well, let's do this listening practice. And now we're gonna listen the rest of the conversation, and you're gonna try to identify what's going on, okay, in this part of the conversation. So open your ears to practice listening skills. Here we go. Listen.
Page 11, Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What time does the taxi driver start work? What time does he finish?
If you go to sleep at 8, what time do you wake up?
Pretty early. I start work at 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning? Wow. What's your typical day like?
Well, I get up at 3 a.m. Then I drive from 4 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
That's a long day.
Yes, but I like it. I talk to people from all over the world and see many beautiful parts of the city.
That's nice. I only see the National Bank.
Okay. Well, got it? Or do you want me to play it once more?
Once more, teacher.
Okay, no problem. Here we go once more.
Page 11, Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What time does the taxi driver start work? What time does he finish?
If you go to sleep at 8, what time do you wake up?
Okay, excuse me. Did you listen that they say, what time does the taxi driver, right? So now you have to have perfectly identify that structure. What time does the taxi driver start to work? What time does he, I don't remember the second question, but does, right? Because it's a question in present and we are talking about he, that is the taxi driver. And the conversation starts with a question. If you go to sleep at 8, if es si, right, like a conditional, si tú duermes, if you go to sleep at 8, what time do you wake up? What time do you wake up? So we have, do you wake up? What time, W's question. And the structure, do you wake up? What time do you wake up? And some other things that are in present. So you are able to understand perfectly the whole conversation. Okay, you're gonna tell me if you understand everything or most of the conversation. Let's continue listening.
Page 11, Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What time does the taxi driver start work? What time does he finish?
If you go to sleep at 8, what time do you wake up?
Pretty early. I start work at 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning? Wow. What's your typical day like?
Well, I get up at 3 a.m. Then I drive from 4 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
That's a long day.
Yes, but I like it. I talk to people from all over the world and see many beautiful parts of the city.
That's nice. I only see the National Bank.
Okay. So, do you remember one of the questions that Christina did to the taxi driver? Do you remember any of the questions that she did? Okay, I'm gonna play it once more and try to identify at least one or two expressions, parts, or questions, okay? If you got one question, one idea, take notes. Okay, so I will know that you got the idea. So I'm gonna play it once more for you to identify questions and take notes or expressions, answers, I don't know, anything that you understand.
Page 11, Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What time does the taxi driver start work? What time does he finish?
If you go to sleep at 8, what time do you wake up?
Pretty early. I start work at 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning? Wow. What's your typical day like?
Well, I get up at 3 a.m. Then I drive from 4 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
That's a long day.
Yes, but I like it. I talk to people from all over the world and see many beautiful parts of the city.
That's nice. I only see the National Bank.
Okay. Do you have any idea? Any ideas, phrases, questions?
What time? What time? Wake up?
Do you? Correct. But remember the full answer, question, what time do you wake up? Do you wake up? Because it's a question. That's one, correct. Thanks, Mr. Baisa, but don't forget the part that indicates that it's a question. Do you wake up? Anybody else who could catch?
What's your typical day labor?
Correct. What's your typical day like? What's your typical day like? Okay, ¿cómo es? ¿Cómo es tu día típico? Okay, what's your typical day like? Like. It goes at the end. It's not like what is a typical day? No, that's in Spanish, right? What is your typical day like? Okay, correct. Any other expression, phrase, question, anything? No? No? Okay, that's a long day, something like that, right? She said, that's a long, long, long day. That's a long day. That's nice. I don't know, something as, let's say, as basic like that. Okay, so there we have. Okay, but let's see. So what are the answers? What time does the taxi driver start work? Look, again, that's what we have to observe and listen. Observe and listen, right? The structure. So we're gonna use it. What time does the taxi driver El he se sustituye por the taxi driver. Todo eso va a ser el he, in this case. What time does he? In this case, what time does the taxi driver? Y viene el verbo, start work. Okay, and what time does he finish? Ahora sí uso he porque ya sé de quién hablo. What time does he finish? Okay? Get familiar with, remember that, structures with questions. Answers?
He starts to work at 4 a.m.
Okay, excuse me, I was mute. He starts to work at, you said?
4 a.m.
Okay, 4, at 4, correct. 4 a.m., correct, or 4 in the morning, correct. What time does he finish?
We
In the
finish
afternoon.
at 2.
Yeah, in the afternoon, but specifically at 2, correct. Okay, so he finishes, remember, because it's in present, third person, all the story, right? That you learned some weeks ago. Okay, so he finishes at 2 in the afternoon. Remember, just to remember everything, right? I just like to keep fresh everything when I see anything that we have studied or that I said before. Remember, in the afternoon. In the afternoon. In this case, the pronunciation is the, right? The. Because we have a vowel. No, the when we have a consonant. So the afternoon. Okay, that's it. Good. You got the information.
Camila, deja comer eso ya, por favor.
Okay, so in this case we have, look, you're gonna go to different rooms, okay? Just maybe 3 minutes or 2 minutes. And you can do the questions because you're gonna be not just in one room, in one breakout room. I'm gonna send you to maybe 2 or 3 different people, okay? Because you're gonna do a survey. Do you know survey? Like a survey, right? Do you remember the meaning of survey? What does survey mean? Like encuesta, right? Something like that. So you're gonna go and you're gonna ask your classmates. What time do you? Aquí solo dice get up during the week, get up on weekends, because we understand that this structure is for all of them. Por eso no la pusieron en todos, para ahorrarse tinta. Okay, no, it's because, right? But in that case, it's the same question. No, please, don't say leave for work, leave for school at work. Please, I don't want to go to get into the breakout room and listen to you saying, have dinner? Yes. Contesta ahí el compañero. Go to bed during the week? Yo. No, please, okay? Do the full question and answer in English. También trate de dar lo más que pueda. Full question. I mean, full answer. And do the full question. No tiene que ir en orden si usted no quiere. Si están 2 o 3 en el breakout room, que pregunte uno, voy a decir esto en español para que no aprovechen el tiempo y no lo hagan de otra forma. ¿Ok? Si hay 2 o 3, haga una pregunta. Digamos que estamos Miss Amaya, Miss Rodríguez y Sofía. Yo voy a hacer una primero, digamos esta o en orden, whatever. De ahí Miss Amaya hace una, Miss Rodríguez hace otra. De ahí empiezo yo otra vez a hacer la siguiente, así. So the idea is that everybody have the opportunity to ask a question. No va a empezar Sofía. What time do you get up during the week? What time do you get up on weekends? What time have breakfast? Y solo Sofía, solo yo preguntando y preguntando. Entonces al final, Miss Amaya, no la oí porque ya no le di tiempo. Porque solo yo las dije, me quedé diciéndolas todas. Okay? So the idea is that you have the opportunity to do the question and to answer the questions. And since you will have around 2 or 3 minutes, okay, maybe you won't have enough time to go one by one and everybody do all the questions. So if you want, you can do it in order or you can do it randomly. Okay, whatever you want. No problem. So you're gonna write here, right? If you do it, this is your space. If I get up during the week, I get up, what time do you get up during the week? At, let's say, 6. Okay, 6. This is me. And here you will have your classmates. 2. Si no les da tiempo, por lo menos 1. Ok, pero si en la otra breakout room también otro compañero le contesta que sí, tiene 2 espacios, mire, para lo mismo. Ok, so, si ya hizo estas preguntas y ya encontró gente, en el siguiente breakout room haga de las que no ha encontrado, las que no le pudo preguntar a los compañeros porque ya no alcanzó. Ok, so that's the idea. That you do this interview, right? Interview. It's not maybe not a survey, it's an interview. Yes, it's an interview, not a survey. So what time do you, don't forget to use the structure here. What time do you have breakfast? What time do you have dinner? What time do you get up on weekends? Use the structure, please. Don't say just have breakfast. Have dinner. No, right? So do the full question, please. So let me share it. And it says, right, add more questions to the chart. Si usted es bien rápida y termina, pues haga otras. No problem. Remember, the idea is to take time, to take all the time that you can, right, to practice. So it's not good to say, ya terminamos. Sí, es que ya lo repetimos. No, right, the idea is that you do your own. Whatever, right, whatever we have to do to practice. Okay, so I'm gonna create the breakout rooms. But before I create the breakout rooms, can you tell me your names, please? Give me a second to open the list and you can tell me your names if you're so nice. Give me a second now. Yeah, the first person, please.
Katia Marcela Rodríguez.
Okay, Miss Rodriguez, let me look for your name. Katia Marcela. Yes, here you are. Thanks, Miss Rodriguez. Next person.
Basti Miranda.
Okay. Let's see where here. Okay, next person.
Rafael Fuentes.
Okay, Mr. Fuentes. Next person.
Guillermo Baiza.
Okay, Mr. Baiza, thanks. Next person.
Andrés Armando Ramírez, teacher.
Okay, Mr. Ramirez. Yeah, here you are. Next person.
Patricia Maya, teacher.
Okay, Miss Patricia, yes, here you are. Okay. Someone else? Nobody else?
José Jerez, teacher.
Okay. Mr. Jerez. Okay, here. Okay. Okay, I think that's it, right? Nobody else. Okay, thank you. Let me come back to Zoom. So I will create the breakout rooms. Okay, now. Okay, remember 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, 2 or 3 breakout rooms, different breakout rooms.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. Miss,
Yes.
I am alone.
No, es que usted no entró, Miss. Allá estuvo Mr. Rodríguez, Mr. Ramírez solito. Usted se
Pero,
quedó usted se quedó en la reunión principal. Ahorita estamos volviendo todo.
Vaya.
No es que esté solita, sino que no entró.
O sea, ¿qué no hice?
Entrar al breakout room.
Hi.
Ok, voy a hacer otra ronda. Cambié a alguien, a Mr. Jerez, lo moví del breakout room porque Mr. Ramírez estaba solito. Ok, ahí disculpe si lo interrumpí, pero para que Mr. Ramírez no estuviera solito, porque no sé qué problema habrá tenido la compañera Miss Miranda que no entró, entonces Mr. Ramírez estaba solito, por eso lo moví Mr. Jerez de repente. Ahí va a disculpar. Pero en ese breakout room habían 3 y Mr. Ramírez estaba solito, por eso lo moví a usted. Oiga,
Ok, ¿quieres ahí?
disculpe si lo interrumpí.
No
Ok,
problem.
ok, ok, Mr. Ramírez. Okay, so, but I'm gonna do one more. Por si no alcanzó Mr. Ramírez, porque me di cuenta hasta que ya estábamos a la mitad del tiempo, ahí va a disculpar, que estaba solito. Entonces, ahorita vamos al otro grupo, ¿ok? Don't worry. Si la persona no llega o no les contesta, llámenme para que ustedes no pierdan ahí su tiempo para la práctica, ¿ok? Please, llámenme para que yo así me doy cuenta más rápido y rapidito muevo a alguien o los muevo a ustedes, porque a veces no entran los compañeros o no contestan. Ok, let's see. Here we go again.
Ay, creo que me salió el mensaje y ya no le pude dar.
No le pudo dar.
Ajá, ahí apareció un mensajito y no. Cuando quise presionarlo me desapareció.
Mm,
Yo toqué otro lado de la pantalla y me desapareció.
tocó otro
Por
lado.
error, por error
Ok,
toqué otra.
ok. Bueno, entonces permitan.
Como de repente aparece a veces. Entonces,
Ajá, o sea, yo solo medio presioné la pantalla y vi que salió un mensaje y así mismo desapareció. No me dio tiempo ni de leerlo.
Bueno, ahí sí no sé cómo funcionan sus dispositivos, porque generalmente ahí quedan, ¿verdad? O no sé, la verdad. No es el sistema, no es Zoom,
No sé,
quizás ni yo.
ahí está.
¿Usted tiene problemas para entrar también, Miss Amaya? Bueno, no me contesta. Entonces lo voy a poner en un grupo de 3, porque el otro no entra ni Mr. Jerez ni Miss Amaya. Y en el otro ya hay 2. Por eso estaba esperando a ver si ellos entraban, Mr. Fuentes. Pero si no, lo voy a mandar a un
ok,
grupo de 3, ni modo.
ok.
Hi.
I,
Okay, we're gonna do the last. I know that I gave you less time because you already have the first, right? So I'm gonna give you one more, the last, that I hope that it won't be the same people. So let me see. Okay, let's see if you are not the same people. I hope that you won't be the same people. Okay, so here we go again. The last time. Do the questions that you don't have answers, maybe, right? Do first the questions that are missing. But if you need to repeat, remember that you have two spaces, right? Name one and name two. But try to do first if you didn't do some questions in the previous interviews, do it the last time, okay? So you can cover all the questions. But if you already cover all the questions, well, repeat because you have two spaces. Here we go. Okay, let's wait a couple of seconds for your classmates to come back. Everybody's now in the meeting. Okay, so I'm gonna do it voluntarily. I'm gonna say this in Spanish. Quienes tengan más tiempo, quédense de último. Si usted tiene que irse a las 9:30 o'clock, dígamelo primero, ¿ok? No les voy a pedir, le decía por ahí a Miss Rodríguez, que se queden mucho más tiempo, solo unos 5 minutitos, quienes puedan, porque yo sé que van a dormir, no sé, a despedirse de los niños, ¿ok? O a comer, I don't know. Entonces, no trato de ser puntual al inicio y puntual al final. Pero hoy, como nos atrasamos, me gustaría, aunque sea unos 5 minutitos después, los que puedan y si pueden, ¿ok? ¿Ok? Entonces, vamos a empezar por los que tengan que irse puntual, empiecen. Espero que no sean todos. ¿Ok? So, volunteer, alguien que se tenga que ir más puntual para que se pueda retirar. Nobody? Sí, teacher, me tengo que ir puntual, pero no quiero ser voluntario. Ok, no, volunteers. O si no, yo, porque si no, yo los voy llamando de uno en uno, pero yo por la cuestión esa, no nos van a alcanzar 5 minutos, 3. Entonces, si alguien quería irse ya, pues, si no, let's start with Mr. Ramírez.
Ok, listo.
Yeah, tell me, please, tell me the information that you have. No directly. Third person, please.
Person.
Yeah, third person.
Okay.
Mr. Fuentes gets up at, etcétera, ¿ok? Directo hábleme sobre sus compañeros. Nada de que she o Mr. Fuentes said. No.
Okay.
Directly, please.
Okay. Patty is a person activist.
Okay. It's an active
best,
person.
Best partner. Here like she like a student much.
Okay, she likes to study much. She likes to study a lot. Pero las preguntas, mister, de las que teníamos ahí, las surveys.
Okay. Patty breakfast something.
Okay. Patricia o Patty has breakfast.
Patricia has breakfast
At
something. Algunas veces, ¿verdad?
Okay, sometimes.
Sometimes. Patricia get home.
Gets
home 5 a.m.
Okay.
Or 5:30 a.m.
Okay.
Start work.
She starts
work 8 a.m.
At, always before the time at.
At 8 a.m.
Okay.
She has
Okay.
dinner
Okay.
before in class.
Oh, okay. After class.
After class.
Yes, she has dinner after class.
She has dinner after class. Normally 9:40 p.m.
Okay. Normally, maybe at 10.
Normal, yeah. Patricia was to bed.
Okay, Patricia goes to bed.
Goes to bed
Goes, no, goes. Goes.
Go.
Goes.
Goes
Goes.
to bed. Goes to bed. 10 p.m.
At 10 p.m. But if she has dinner at 10?
Dinner, dinner or sleep. Dinner or sleep.
Yes, right.
Depende.
So Miss Rodriguez, you have dinner in your dreams. Okay, so
Exactly.
don't tell us lies, Mr. Ramirez. Don't tell us lies. Okay, thanks, Mr. Ramirez. Thank you.
No
Okay,
problem.
okay. Next person. Next volunteer. Okay, quien no tenga tiempo y lo va diciendo, that's it for today. Si alguien tiene tiempo para decírmelo, pues lo escucho, porque ya son las 9:30, all right? So, it's up to you. Cuando yo vea que no hay nadie aquí, entonces me voy. Okay, but if you are around, no problem. So, if you need to go, no problem. Y los que llevan pasando, pues menos aún. Ahora, si quieren quedarse, estupendo. Okay, so next person.
Me.
Go, please tell us. You're gonna tell us about who, Miss Rodriguez?
Miss Miranda.
Okay,
Miss Miranda has breakfast at 6 a.m.
okay.
and she gets up on Sunday at 10 a.m. because on Saturday she goes to work.
Okay.
Okay. And let me see. Sorry. That's it.
That's it, Miss
I-
Rodriguez.
I just did 2 questions.
Oh, someone else?
Oh, someone else. Mr. Ramirez.
Okay, tell me about Mr. Ramirez.
He goes to bed at 11 p.m.
Okay.
and he gets up at 5 a.m. all day, no matter if it's Saturday or Sunday, always.
Oh
5
my
a.m.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
He's
Okay.
my hero.
Yeah, you know, you took my words, solo que me ganó. Yo lo pensé, antes que lo dijera usted ya lo había dicho, me ganó. Yeah, I was about saying that. You're my hero. Okay,
Yes.
thanks, Miss Rodriguez. So now, since I already listened to Miss Ramirez and Miss Rodriguez talk about Mr. Ramirez and Miss Miranda, we're gonna do it in that way. So now it's your turn, Miss Miranda.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. For Miss Rodriguez,
Do you have anybody else? Or just Miss Rodriguez?
Mr. Baisa.
Okay, tell me about Mr. Baisa,
Mr.
please.
Baisa. Mr. Baisa gets up at Caleb. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
Mr. Baisa gets up at 4 a.m.
Okay.
on week. And Mr. Baisa gets up on 5:30 on weekends.
Oh my goodness.
He have breakfast at 7.
Has, Miss. He
Has breakfast at 7 a.m.
Okay. Okay, very good, Miss Miranda. Excellent. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Baisa, you get up at 4 a.m. Oh my goodness. Le quitaron el puesto, Mr. Ramirez. Okay. You're not anymore my hero. Now Mr. Baisa is my hero.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know if Mr. Baisa is around. Maybe he's not around. So, yes. Okay. So, because you don't answer, my dear Mr. Baisa. Okay. Can you tell us about the next person, please?
Date.
Oh, no. Okay, well, he can, I think. So, Mr. Fuentes or Miss Amaya? Who wants to continue? Mr. Fuentes. Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
Okay, and my partner was Mr. Bison. Too.
Okay. Mr. Baisa too. Nobody else? In the previous breakout rooms? Someone else?
No, teacher.
No, just Mr. Baisa. Okay,
Only
tell
Mr.
me.
Bison.
Okay, tell me about Mr. Baisa.
Okay, he leaves of work at 6 p.m.
Okay.
for a week. He has breakfast at 5:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and he goes to bed at 10 p.m. every day.
He what, excuse me?
He goes to bed.
Goes to bed.
Goes to bed at 10 p.m.
At 10 p.m. Ok, por eso es que
Yes.
ya debe estar preparando Mr. Paisa. Ok,
Yeah.
por eso ya no contesta. Ok, so that's it, Mr. Fuentes. That's it?
That's all. Yeah.
That's all. Okay. Okay, Miss Amaya, if you have time, Miss Amaya, tell me.
Okay. My partner Armando
Okay.
take a shower.
Takes
A shower at 5 or 6 a.m.
Okay.
Mr. Armando has breakfast
Okay.
9 a.m. And Mr. Armando takes a lunch at 2 o'clock.
Mr. Armando takes what? Excuse me?
Take his a lunch.
Okay, so has lunch or takes lunch?
Okay, has lunch at 2 p.m. and has dinner at 9:15.
Okay, 9:30. Okay.
30.
Okay. Por eso ya
At,
se nos fue también Mr. Ramírez.
He goes to bed during the week at 11 or 12 at night.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Excellent. Okay, this is just to go back, guys, to present, simple present, right? Because we always have to keep it in mind. Also, so that is a good exercise to go back, okay? And we can keep it fresh. Thanks for staying until this time. I appreciate your time, okay? Thanks a lot. So that's it for today. And we'll continue tomorrow with a very good topic. So see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Thanks, teacher.
Take care. Bye. Take care. You too, Mr. Fuentes.